Welcome back to East Coast Blue Jays. I'm your host, Patrick McGrath. Thank you all for coming in on this day. It's February 17th, Monday, 8:34 a.m. Eastern Time. Is it the day that Vladimir Guerrero Jr. signs with the Blue Jays for a long-term extension worth 10 to 15 years? I don't know, but I'm pretty sure it's going to happen today. If any day, it's going to be today. But we're not going to be talking about Vladdy, maybe perhaps later on today. But today we're going to bring up Mr. Davis Babe Schneider. Yes, Davis Schneider we're going to have a little discussion about. But before we get things going, I'd like to thank the 30% that have subscribed to East Coast Blue Jays. It's greatly appreciated. If you're the 69% that haven't and like to follow the Blue Jays and like to follow our contact, give us a little like and a subscribe, and leave a little comment down below. It'd be greatly appreciated. So yes, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Is it today? The last couple of days, 2 days, he posted on his Instagram 2, and then yesterday was 1. Now today is 0. So what is gonna happen? But we'll hopefully we'll find out later today. If not, it's gonna be a long year. But yeah, Mr. Davis Schneider, Davis Babe Schneider, he certainly came up in the ranks pretty quickly. He came up in 2023 and he just broke records, and he was a well-known baseball player by the Canadian baseball fans, especially with his mustache. So he was 26 years old when he debuted on August 4th, 2023, and became a household name. He hit a home run in his first at-bat and collected an astonishing 9 hits over his first 13 at-bats, which included a pair of home runs and 5 RBIs. His 9 hits over the first 3 games tied the modern MLB record, and he set a new MLB record with a 1.358 OPS through his first 20 games. It's pretty impressive, isn't it? So, no wonder the boys or the management wants to play him as much as he could. But he has struggled a lot. But this is his first home run back in right above Fenway Park. First big league at bat, first big league home run. Welcome to the show, Davis Schneider. So it was pretty impressive. He had a great little run the first 20 games. It was like, wow, where did this guy come from? But nothing lasts forever. Throughout the offseason, there has been rumors of the Blue Jays shopping Schneider around, as the team currently has too many infielders and outfielders and could use him to acquire a left-handed relief pitcher or a solid hitter. Blue Jays Davis Schneider in a tough position entering spring training. Schneider came out of the gate strong last season, but then proceeded to struggle a lot offensively, as he finished with a 191 batting average and a 282 on base percentage. So those numbers is not going to keep you in the major leagues. You might find him, if he keeps that up, he might end up back in AAA again. But I hope things work out for him. He is a household name. He did great things when he first came up. I'm hoping he can get back to his old self again. So here is the beginning of the 2025 spring training with the boys. You got Lipofito on one side. You got Ernie Clement, his buddy, on the other side. And the only one that's missing is Spencer Horwitz, but he got traded off. But kudos to Spencer Horwitz. I wish him the best. So, Andres Gimenez was acquired via trade and has won 3 Gold Gloves at second base. Second base is where Davis Schneider also played. He plays left field and he plays second base. Anthony Santander was signed and will be part of the corner outfield mix and also get some starts at the DH position. So, Schneider also faces an uphill batter at third base. He did play a little bit of third base too, as Ernie Clement proved himself as a dependable option last year, and Schneider was working through his slump. So yeah, Ernie Clement had a nomination for third base, for Gold Glove at third base. So he didn't win it, but it just shows what kind of a player Ernie Clement is. He could have won a Gold Glove last year, but he didn't. But it just shows. So, like I say, Davis Schneider has an uphill batter at third base as well, at second base, and at left field with Mr. Lepafito. So Clement hit 263 with 12 homers, 51 RBIs, 692 OPS, and a 3.4 WAR in his first full season. So yeah, Davis Schneider. And if that wasn't enough for Davis Schneider, the Blue Jays also acquired two more players who could stand Snyder's way in their trade that sent Kikuchi to the Houston Astros at last year's deadline. Will Wagner looks like a seasoned major leaguer and will be in the corner infield DH mix with Joey Lepafito. Appears to have the inside track of an outfield spot. Yeah, it's getting really tough. So not looking good for Snyder. So the Toronto Blue Jays player projected WRC. So you got Vlad, of course, he's on top for 156, and then you got Davis Schneider in the middle of the pack at 104. So some more articles. Following a tough 2024 season at the plate, Toronto Blue Jays second base, outfield, and he also does play third base at times. Davis Schneider is not necessarily guaranteed a roster spot heading into upcoming season. Snyder likely does not have a chance at playing second base with Andres Gimenez now they're in the outfield. The Blue Jays currently have Joey Lepafito, Klaus, Miles Straw, and Nathan Lukes ahead of him in the depth chart. While his play was hit and miss at times throughout the whole season, trade deadline acquisition of Lepafito makes direct competition for Snyder in that they are both primary left fielders. Switch hitters Glass and Stewart also saw time in the major league last year, and they both brought elite sprint speed with them at 93 and 89 percentile via baseball. And something that Snyder does not have. So Snyder doesn't run as fast. So he's got to compete with speed. He's got to compete at second base, third base, and out in the left field. All right. So here he is again, Davis Schneider. So I mean, he did a lot. He did when he hits and when he can get going. He kind of turned it on at the end of last year a little bit. Here he hit a walk-off home run in the 14th inning. It was great for him to see, but he does have it in him. He's a short, stocky little fella. Not sure how he's going to make out, but I wish him the best. All right, so Davis Schneider. He's a free agent in that 2029. He's eligible for arbitration in 2026. He was drafted by the Jays 2017, round 28th. So yeah. So here's Davis Schneider, and we'll look at his stats there. So yeah, he had a couple seasons with the Jays so far. First year, he did well. He played 35 games, 116 at-bats. He had 8 home runs in that short time, 20 RBIs, and he had a decent 276 average of a 1.00 OPS and a 1.8 WAR. But last year, he played in 135 games, 191 average, a 625 OPS. So he definitely struggled a lot. He definitely did strike out a lot too, 144 strikeouts. So I like the guy, but he's going to have to do better than that. I feel kind of bad for the guy. So how do you guys feel about Davis Schneider? He's got to compete, a Raider all over the place. Like I say, second base, he's probably not going to see any of second base. I mean, you have Andres Gimenez, and then you got Will Wagner. He's not getting in there. Third base, you got Ernie Clement. He might see third base, but also Vladdy's going to play third base at times as well. And then you got your left field. He's going to be competing against Joey Lepafito, and a few other lads too. So, and don't forget about Alan Roden too. So if Davis Schneider's going to continue to struggle, he's probably not going to see any time, and there's a possibility he may be traded, or he's just going to be a bench guy, or they might even just send him back down to the minors for him to get some playing time. So, thank you all for coming in. Let me know how you feel about Mr. Davis Schneider, if he's going to get any time at all this year, if he's even going to make the team. But thank you all for coming in. Give us a little like and subscribe. We greatly appreciate it. And leave a little comment below and let me know how you feel about Mr. Davis Schneider, and see if he's going to get into any positions at all right now. Well, thank you all for coming in. And like I always say, let's go Jays.